guys need a new daily driver? Well, we got you covered. LSNasty.com. We're giving away this 650 horsepower turbo LS Swap Colorado. It's a 5-speed manual. You need it in your driveway. It's 10 times entries. LSNasty.com. Bunch of brand new merchandise. Winter collection is up there. Hats, shirts, stickers, socks, you name it, we got it. Check it out. You cannot win unless you're entered.
Quiet on set.
Are we? I think we're to the point in the build where it's just going to be loud.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't wait to put a bunch of rocks in the head and fire it.
Yeah, just shoot the rocks up. Oh yeah. Last night I didn't film a lot, but some things went downhill severely. Very, very, very unfortunate situation. Just stay here. I'll show you what I mean. So I welded this female bung on to the fuel tank that I made, which I'm like,
nice fuel tank.
Questionably one of like the proudest moments of my life, you know? Like, it's like I just birthed a child and I was like, holy shit, man. Badass. So, the storefront Nasty Speed and Performance is not like our just rolling inventory. So like, if I take a fitting from there, I have to pay for it. Found a Vibrant fitting. Vibrant's got the resealable bag. I'm like, perfect. I just want to thread it in there and thread it out, just make sure everything's good and the threads aren't messed up before I put like a Brown & Miller fitting in there and it gets got up or something. Well, what do you know? I didn't put any oil or anything on there. I put it in dry. It gets got up. This is as far out as it would go. I had to cut it off with a portaband. So when I ordered them, for some reason, I ordered 2 of all my weld-on bungs because I was like, well, if something happens, I'd like to have another one here instead of being like, oh, we can't do anything. So go over here to the tank. I had another female weld bung. So I put it on there and it kind of looked shitty because like now I had to like booger up. I had to weld over a weld and everything. So then we go to Brown & Miller and in a black male orb fitting, they did not have in stock. So I had to run an adapter fitting, push my tank forward really 1 inch.
Yeah.
So if I would have just put a male fitting on, I don't know what's going on. Like I put that in there and I put some grease in it. I mean, I guess it just goes in, but like I didn't put oil on this one. It makes a difference if you have some oil on there, and I'm not gonna do it because I got a weld on it. I just don't know if it was just, I talked shit when I grabbed that fitting because it was in stock and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna pay for it because I'm just gonna return it, and karma smacked me in the face.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
So that sucked. But we got our intake back from Bumblebee Racing. Jeff and Patrick Miller, they did a great job getting the intake set up for EFI. One small issue over here, we're gonna have to, we'll redo this bracket sometime in the future and put it on the bottom side, just because this is not like this is not a normal thing for a supercharger.
So I don't think this is a problem.
A normal blower, this is what it looks like over here. So as you can see, the clearance is fine. So they did a great job getting it set up for EFI. Shout out to them. Got the injectors in there. We got some fittings. We got our dash 20. So like this $200 unit right here.
A 200? My guess was
180.
I was guessing like
really,
300.
Really, it's not bad if you think about it.
No, I mean
if you're gonna buy 5 foot of dash 20.
20 AM stuff is expensive.
Yeah, that fitting on Summit's $70.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I think whether you do Brown & Miller or not, it's that expensive. But the Brown & Miller stuff's just nicer. So we got that going together. My fuel tank now has to be in a position that works with the fuel feed.
Yeah.
So if you look at it from this angle, you'll see the fuel pump's cocked sideways. The tank is centered, the fitting in the tank is centered, the motor's offset, and the pump inlet's offset even more from that. So it's gonna have that little crooked look. But if you look at most of the cars, this is not something that's like always straight up and down. Like Slick Rick's is at a pretty severe angle. The one on the Bad Apple was almost sideways. So that's fine.
I'm struggling.
What are you struggling with?
There's a body seam right here because it's got a factory firewall in there.
Oh yeah, you right on it?
Yeah.
Looks good enough for my house. It's a little crooked though.
I know, but
Are you fighting around the body seam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stock firewall problems. I did order some other fittings. Brown & Miller has some really cool fittings, like this is one right here. So it's got a dash 12, it uses a dash 12 hose, and it's a dash 10 fitting, so it eliminates running adapter fittings. So if you do have run-in situations like this, it actually saves you money. So the fuel rails are dash 8, so it's got 2 sets of dash 8 fuel rails. All the fuel rails are fed with dash 10 line, and we don't have to run any adapter fittings because it is a reducing fitting. So that's pretty cool. It saves you money. If you were to go and plumb your car with Red Horse or I'm not even gonna say Evil Energy because you shouldn't be putting Vibrant. Yeah, if you have a HEMI and you're using Evil Energy line, no. So compared to all of the other stuff, the Brown & Miller actually is cheaper because they have those crazy fittings, and I mean they have them like you would not believe. So this one here is a dash 16, like this is a dash 16 line 90 with a 12 nut on it. So dash 16 line 12 nut. I did call them back and order some other fittings because in my mind, I wrote down all the fittings I wanted. I was close. I was only off by like 4 fittings. Like this one here is a straight, obviously will look better with a 45. So it's gonna go 45 out and then kind of loop down like this. This one here, I have a 90 on. I'm going to put a 120 on it, and that's going to clock it down like that, and I'm going to point it at this angle. And what we'll do with this hose is it'll come out and around. And then this one here had a 90, which I still might use the 90, but I did also get a 60. If I can put a little bit more angle on this, the 60 will get it coming out. The reason why I want to get this feed line away from the belt, I don't want to come in this way. I want to keep everything away from the belt. So we'll have our 16 here going around into the 16 to 12, and then it goes out 12, and then it goes 12. This is just standard 12-12 with a 45, a little bit of curve. It's going to go into this 12 hose 10 nut 45. From here it'll feed the fuel rail, and then it'll go here. Is this 10 AN all the way up to this rail, which I'm working on this right now over here, which will then be a 10 to 8. So it is a pretty intricate fuel system, I would say, but it's also very simple in the same time. We're not using a super large return on this. Most of the stuff is a dash 12 return, but we're actually returning 2 into this, and then it's dash 12. So you do want to have a good return because you don't want to get a false reading on your fuel pressure regulator, but as far as the rest of the system, I think it'll be all right. A few people have commented that I don't know what I'm doing there, that the top system, because it's not going to see boost, it's before the charger, we can't run that on the same reference because this is obviously going to be boost reference and increase fuel pressure with boost. I understand what you're saying, but everyone else that is running this setup has it set up that way, and I don't know if these are more static, but that's what's going on.
These don't do it on the front line, but it did a little bit further down track.
Shut up, bitch.
Man just came in here just talking. So we're getting stuff knocked out. We're getting these put on here. We're gonna try to make some lines tonight. Just try to get ahead of the curve, and we're not far off.
We're behind the curve, I think.
No, I feel okay. We're going to make some bolts for this, some standoffs for this. For now, we're going to. When we get back from PRI, we're going to run a bar across, a crash bar for the front. So just know that when you see that PRI, I probably won't have the bar in front, but it'll be close. The car's going to be plumbed up. It's going to be wired. It's just going to need some like little odds and ends things before we take it to the track. I'm going to move the brake master cylinder, modify the firewall. Things that are going to make our life easier to race the car and work on it, we'll do before we go to the track. But when we go to PRI, won't be running, but it will be able to run. Figure bolts go in there and put those bolts in. Get those injectors. We're about to be injecting. I'm not gonna call myself the Crimp King because every time I say some dumb shit, karma smacks me in the mouth, and I don't have the patience or the nerves left to deal with this. So we're just going to try to crimp these as professionally and smoothly as possible. My first ever Dash 16 crimp.
Here goes nothing.
This is set up right.
1.9.
You want me to double check?
1.9. Just look. This is a burn down line, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like
Let's
super
see.
high pressure fuel.
Where
methanol.
my calipers at? We'll measure it and see. Our crimp diameter. Yeah, no rotator crimp twice. Hold on. Let me get a
Yeah, I don't know where
thingy.
they're at.
1.185. Don't look at this. There's one. Oh my god, it's like right at like. It's literally it's just inside 1.12. Or just inside 1.2. So that's on the money.
Nice.
Crimp King. Back at it again. I kind of like having them both go through the firewall in the same spot. If I made an aluminum Y, I'd only have to use one thing of burn down hose. You know? Like if I got 2 pieces of aluminum tube. Right there. Black Sharpie. That's just gonna suck.
Want a red paint marker?
Yeah. Is that it right there?
This thing's,
Yeah,
be
be
careful,
careful
it
with that.
splooges.
Simple, easy.
Falling everywhere.
Simple, easy burn down tube. Are we good with that length?
Go just a tad long.
It's good for my house. Here's the key to Brown & Miller crimp fittings. First smack them on the ground. Put your collar on before you make the cut. The Dash 16 just slides right on there. We're one extension cord away from having a knife. Ready? Well, someone cut something they weren't supposed to with that blade. Do you see it wobbling?
Yeah.
Not renting out my saw no more, I can tell you that. Give it a little haircut? I almost threw those scissors across the shop. Let's try these. Give it a little haircut. Oh, messed that shit up. Oh, you hear that? Get real close, like ASMR.
Cutting.
Haircut? How satisfying is that? Alright, we gotta get the orientation now. We gotta stick it back on. Let me just expand it just a hair. Expand it 2 hairs. Without having a straight fitting, your orientation, these are all non-swivel fittings, is very important because you can't just twist it. Although, yeah.
Hear me out. We get rid of the blower.
We go to put a turbo on it.
And we put a turbo on it. You know how much faster it'd probably be?
You got the
He was going cold.
marker? You got the marker? Motherfucker over here looking at the ceiling laughing, and I'm like, hey, marker? He's like,
That's what it's like when you look up at pods. You're just staring at the ceiling.
Salted John haircuts, baby. We'll give you a fade, and then while you're still sleeping, we'll give you a fade. Get it? No, you don't get it? Explain the joke to viewers.
I'm assuming by fade he means knock you out. I don't even know what you're saying.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay? You? Absolutely.
Mighty nice. Clean off the paint. Just feels like shit. Am I just the destroyer of all AN fittings lately?
Did Helen Keller help you measure that hose?
I mean, we all agreed that it was the right length.
It gives you like some extra so you take it off. Oh yeah, that's great. If
Scratch the
anyone
valve covers.
If anyone kinks that hose, they're an idiot.
What's everyone's thoughts? Honestly,
that.
I don't really mind it at all.
I like that a lot.
You like
Yeah, it's
that?
good.
How is it? Is it like in a super bind over there or no? Good?
Looks really good.
All right, well, let me crimp this one on and we'll do the same thing. We'll do this dance again.
Anytime I can put this black hose by Mason, he keeps opening his mouth.
Gay!
It's crazy, ain't it?
That boy's wild, ain't it?
What do you mean by that?
Before I do anything else. Before I come back and get all excited and forget.
Mm-hmm.
Put this on here. Here you go, Pops. Stick that Johnny on there for me. Oh, smart man. I've been tearing these fittings up.
That's why he wants me to put it on.
It
goes on the outside.
in. His own design, he forgot.
Yeah,
His own recommendation. That's old age right there.
you guys keep saying I'm old. I'm starting to feel.
I don't know why we've never run the breathers to one side of the car, because I'm like, this is the side we always take off. You'll have so much room. I guess we take them both off.
Yeah, you gotta crack both of them.
But like, this is just like a walk in the park. Yeah, that's a lot of line.
Mhm.
All or nothing film and everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm only going like 2 feet.
Just fucking like symmetrical colors.
You could tell I'm avoiding doing the hard stuff as I'm doing this. Wow, that actually looks really good. Thoughts?
Good.
Burn down hose, that's done. Wiring, that's getting done. Throttle linkage, Fuel cell, that's done. Belts, we have them. Belts and pulleys we do have. Install race tech seat, that's done. Install 6-point belts, that's done. Check brake lines, don't need that. Oil pressure sensor, don't need that. Fuel pressure sensor, probably should do something to mock up fuel pressure sensors. Should I make a new list? Should I get another strip of cardboard and put it on there? All right, hold on. Let me do what Mason. This is what Mason does. Like, oh, hold on. You're getting a measurement? All right. So say we'll call this the Friday night list. Here, let me.
So John's favorite is to take measurements, don't write them down anywhere, try to remember them in your head, and then cut everything wrong.
Expose him! Expose him!
Friday night list. All right, mount fuel cell, plumb fuel system, install new pulley and belt. I don't even think we're gonna bring the hood up there, the front end on.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
I'll give Brian a call on Monday, but it goes in the booth without the front end on. If you have the front end on one day and you take it off, you can do something with it and like take it back to the truck, and that's like a 2-mile walk. I'm not
Yeah.
carrying that hood for 2 miles.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's a lot.
Hey, Dave and Ant, can y'all grab that hood and take it to the trailer?
Yeah, I can see Ant now. Everybody get a bird. We're gonna put it on the birds.
We're gonna have to do spark plugs
Hear me out. We get an Uber XL. Try to get it in the trunk.
and wires.
Throw it on the roof.
Yeah.
EGT.
Sorry about the
installed,
scratches.
I'd like to set the blower back there.
EGT probes. Anything else? Start naming shit off. Mount fuel cell, plumb fuel system, install new pulleys and belt, spark plugs and wires, install EGT probes.
Ready, pop. You good? It's gonna crush it. And it's all right. Oh, number 6.
Anything else, Dave? Off the top of your head. Oh, clean the car, polish wheels,
Let's go back there.
wax car. We're gonna wax it, Dave. That's you. Install new stickers. What else? Nah, she's going raw. You want me to see if I can get it powder coated? Like, it'd have to get powder coated Monday. Like, drop it off.
Or this weekend.
Yeah, we'll try to do it this weekend.
Well, I have to
not
have all
Monday.
I have to have the tank mounted. Like, I'd have to get it done Sunday.
You have to tab it and weld your other.
Yeah, I'd put all my bungs in there, pressure test it, go get it powder coated. Hope they don't powder coat inside the fittings.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a tap for a -20.
No.
You'll put foam plates.
Huh? You think?
They should.
You think? I've had the other stuff happen. All right, anything else? There's our list, our Friday list. We have park, we got transmission there, we got converter in there, we got starter on, we got drive shaft in, shift linkage is hooked up. We're gonna take the passenger door. We're not gonna take the driver's door because we're gonna allow people to get in and out. We've painted it, we've installed the seat, we've installed the harnesses, made all new like seat brackets. Pops, go feel that seat, feel how sturdy it is.
That's good.
Sturdy.
It's sturdy, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.